Stop reacting. If you feel busy but not in control, this message is for you. What if the most important meeting in your business isn't actually with a client, but with yourself? There's one weekly habit that separates reactive founders from steady leaders, and most people skip it altogether. Welcome back to Generations of Impact Network. I am Danielle Bowie, your host. And here we talk the real behind entrepreneurship and we build structured wealth. We don't chase hype, we build systems that last. And today we are talking about the habit that changed everything for me. Most entrepreneurs, they live day to day. We answer messages, handle problems, respond to urgency. There's always motion happening. But motion is not the same as control. I used to end my weeks feeling exhausted and wondering if I actually completed everything that I needed to complete. Not because I wasn't working, because I wasn't actually reviewing small problems that stack up. Expenses creeping in, margins thinning, and priorities shifting without intention. And when you don't actually pause, pressure builds. Pressure affects leadership, and leadership affects everything connected to you, including your first enterprise. When you don't review your numbers regularly, your lead sources, or things that affect your business, you make emotional decisions. When you spend when you shouldn't, you expand when you should be refining, you react instead of you leading. And there is a simple principle in Proverbs actually that says the plans of the diligent lead to abundance. Planning requires review, and review requires discipline. Without discipline, growth becomes fragile, and fragile growth creates stress. Stress then weakens leadership, and weak leadership destabilizes everything. It's like a chain. Everything shifted for me when I installed a weekly CEO review. Not monthly, weekly. That one decision stabilized my leadership because now I wasn't guessing. I was evaluating. Let me walk you through exactly what this looks like. This is simple, clear, repeatable process. The first thing you do is check your revenue. What came in this week? Is it aligned with the projections that you have for the business? The second is your pipeline health. How many leads have entered into your pipeline? How many conversations moved forward from cold lead to warm lead? Then your third would be your expense review. Where did money go? Are costs increasing quietly? Your fourth is your margin confirmation. Are we protecting the profit, or are we growing without keeping money? And number 5, top 3 priorities. What actually matters next? Not 20 tasks that you have to complete, but 3 priorities. And when I review these weekly, something powerful happens. I lead calmly because clarity reduces the anxiety. And anxiety will disappear when your numbers are visible, when you're seeing where it's coming from. And when leadership is steady, everything else stabilizes. Let's make this real. If your business feels chaotic, your tone changes. If your tone changes, your leadership shifts. And if leadership shifts, your first enterprise feels it. That is why I always say family is your first business, your first practice in the corporate space or the small business space. If growth creates stress at home, the system needs adjustment. Weekly review protects your leadership. Leadership protects and strengthens unity. And unity strengthens everything else. That's not emotional, that's structure. The principle that the Bible mentions as it relates to unity, it says it's good and pleasant for brethren to live in unity. That's where oil flows. That's where abundance stems from. So unity is not emotional. It is structural, and it is a system that creates abundance at home, in your first enterprise, and in your business. Now, if you've been operating without a weekly CEO review, this is your sign to install one. Simple, consistent, and non-negotiable. Comment more if you're ready to lead with discipline instead of reaction. Subscribe if you're serious about building something stable. Tomorrow, we will be defining wealth correctly, and that conversation changes how you actually measure success. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe and share. I'll see you tomorrow.